everyone, Kaori Takee over here with the lovely
Ann Campea.
And we are Team Amasian, and today we are going to talk about Riverdale, mainly who we think is possibly the killer. So there will be some spoilers, so if you haven't watched Riverdale Season 2 up to episode 5 or 4 in Ann's case, or I don't even know what episode we're on, somewhere around there, maybe just press pause and come back later. So... yeah, with that being said, basically what's been going on Riverdale is Betty is being stalked by a guy named the Black Hood.
Yes.
So CW of them.
Yes.
And the Black Hood has killed 2 people, or attempted
Tried
to
kill the dad, supposedly, and...
then Midge.
Right.
And
yes.
Moose.
Yes.
And then definitely killed Miss Grundy.
Yes.
She will not be missed. Yeah.
Archie misses her.
I guess. But anyway, so we are going to talk about today who we think is the killer.
Yeah.
And who do you think the killer is?
Well, I've been reading, interesting fan theories online, and I think the ones that resonate with me the most are that either number 1, Archie is the killer, which is really odd.
You read that? Interesting.
Yes.
What's the theory behind that?
And the theory behind that being that perhaps he's the one with a split personality of some sort,
okay.
and he doesn't know maybe what the other personality is doing. Again, it's a little really far-fetched for me to believe that one, but I thought it was quite an interesting one. Only because, and I think John brought this up too, that the Black Hood knows, or he knows that Betty has been talking to Archie about what's going on, and really,
doesn't care.
If the Black Hood isn't tapping the phone wires or whatever, then how does he know that they are talking? So, I don't know. I think it's an interesting one. The one that I think comes to the top of my list is Betty's brother.
Okay.
Which I had to ask you about that because he obviously has not appeared in the show yet.
Yeah, he rarely appears in the comics.
Right.
Rarely.
Yes, and then you highlighted that he appears in the comics maybe, but I feel like it has to be somebody closely related to, or even related to, in this case her brother, that would be the person, but I don't know the motivation of why.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there are 2 possibilities for me, and they're both revolve around Betty.
Yeah.
One is Betty's dad, who we saw episode 1, and now he's gone because he was always kind of crazy and mysterious, and had so many secrets from season 1, and now he's kind of gone. But if he was the Black Hood, it was well, it makes sense. He knows everything.
Right.
Right. And we haven't seen him around, so we kind of forgot. How convenient that we forgot.
Yeah.
And my other possibilities is Betty herself, because in season 1, she did have that kind of double personality.
Yes.
And they haven't talked about how she held her hand and there was blood here, or how she thought she was Polly for a second.
Yes.
So I kind of think maybe she might be the Black Hood, and all those scenes with her talking is just dream sequences or whatever.
Right.
So that's a possibility. I think it's got to be Betty or maybe her dad. That's what I think.
So do you think it's a character we have not met at all? Do you think that's a possibility?
Yes, but I would much prefer that it was someone that we already met.
I agree.
It does feel kind of like a cop-out when it's hey, my name's Wilbur and I'm the killer. It's
right.
We never cared about this guy.
Exactly, and that's kind of I really hope they don't go that way, but, there's a chance. But, Pretty Little Liars, which is not on the CW, they had many, many seasons about trying to figure out who the killer was. And for those of you who do not want to be spoiled, you could pause it right now. But the killer ended up being somebody we've never met on the show. And to me, after 7 seasons of that show, to only find out it's a character you're just introduced to in the last episode is really a disappointment. Yeah. So I'm hoping that, I love the way that they're building up who this person might be. Yeah. And the fact that we even have so many guesses to who it might be is really exciting. So I really hope they don't cop out and make it somebody we don't care about.
I mean, I also think it might be someone like Dilton Doily.
Yeah.
Because how did this nerd have all these firearms and willingly gave it to Archie or like willingly knew where the drugs were. Like
Yeah.
it was almost kind of like he was instigating everything.
True.
So that's a possibility as well. I know John thinks it might. I'm speaking on his behalf, kind of, but I won't. I don't really know his motivation for this. But Sheriff Keller.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
that's another popular theory too.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't. Maybe I mean anything is possible, but I don't really think.
I just think it is odd that the sheriff, kind of just brushes everything off.
Yeah.
Like
That's true. That is something that every time he does, I'm like, maybe John's right.
Yeah.
Maybe John's right.
Or if it's not him, it's maybe somebody he knows.
Yeah.
But I mean, think about some of the clues. Like the person that it is physically looked male from what Archie remembers. But then again, it's like, is that really Archie's flashback? Because he wasn't in the room when it happened, right?
Right. Yeah.
So again, it could
Yeah.
just be. It seems a little odd to me.
Strange.
But the person has to be close to Betty. They keep saying we're the same.
Yep.
That person
Yep.
keeps saying that we're the same.
We're the same. Good point.
They knew about her childhood, like the book.
That's why I'm thinking like it's either Betty herself or her father.
Yeah.
It's got to be someone really close to her.
Oh, absolutely.
That like really wants to like taunt her.
Right.
You know.
And then they've got this whole odd. We haven't talked about it, but they've got this angle going with Alice.
Yeah.
Which is weird too, They introduced that she actually is from the South Side,
And she was
so
a
like
serpent.
all of a sudden she walks into that like charity event like totally changed
Sure.
person. I don't know if you remember that, but
She did.
I don't know if that plays
All
into
hot.
any of this or that's more of the overarching story of the South Side versus
And are there anything else that like you wanted to like kind of discuss about Riverdale?
I think I'm just very interested to see
Hiram Lodge.
Oh gosh.
I'm looking at you, you're like,
You know.
gosh. He's a good dick.
Yeah,
dude.
they're great.
Like, not dick. Oh, yeah. That sounded really weird. No,
How
but,
do
like,
you know that?
I can't even tell you like the last like what I thought like was super cool of him because you didn't watch the last episode.
Oh
yet.
yeah.
So you got to get back to
Okay,
me. But
okay.
like he's a good evil one.
Yeah, he's very
Yeah.
interesting. Like, there's
He
some
is.
things where I'm like, I agree with that. And then
Yeah.
he's obviously manipulating Archie.
Yeah.
And
But on the
it's
flip
very
side,
interesting.
like I find Archie boring. I
Yeah.
find Veronica borderline boring.
Yeah.
I like Reggie Mantle,
Yeah.
the one that they like whoop,
right,
flopped
right.
over.
Right.
Overall, do you think that we'll find out who the killer is by the end of like the mid-season?
By the mid-season.
Yeah.
I think we will not know who the killer is by mid-season, but I think we will be narrowed down to a select few.
Yeah.
What
I think
about
so.
you?
I think they will do something that CW likes to do is make us really, really think it's somebody.
Mhm.
Like even like maybe put someone in jail
Oh,
for it,
absolutely.
but then it's not that person.
Right.
That's what I think.
Right.
So. All right. Well, I guess those are our theories. Do you guys watch Riverdale, and do you guys have any theories on who might be the killer? Comment below and let us know. In the meantime, you can always follow us as a duo at Team Amasian anywhere on Twitter and Instagram as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Anne, where can people follow you?
You can follow me at Ann Campea. I'm on Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram.
Yep. And then you can follow me everywhere at KAORIOUS. And don't forget to press thumbs up, subscribe, tell a friend today, and thanks for tuning in. Catch you later.
Bye.